Hello, beautiful people! In the ever-lovely Falador Park, running around, a very suspicious paranoid Drake can be found. He's looking over his shoulder like he's running from the feds, but all he really wants in life is to eat some bread. You see, he misses his wife, but she likes him thick, so he needs you to help him balk up quick. Because this little feller's about the size of a stick. So go grab some breadcrumbs if you don't give a cluck, and we'll turn this average-sized guy into a mega duck. Quack, quack, the Relatable guides are back. Megaduck is he's a duck. A drake to be specific. He's in love with Mrs. Duck, but he thinks she's out of his league. I mean, she is 50 times his size. Not the size matters, don't worry, fellas. Well, Megaduck has a plan to make her fall bill over webbed foot for him, and it requires carbs. Lots of carbs. The ladies love a dad bod. So what exactly are we doing here? Wow, what a great question. This video is totally quackers. Today we're spawning a megaduck. They say birds of a feather flock together. Grab your gaggle of friends and head over to Falador Park to feed the birds and spawn the megaduck. All you need to spawn a megaduck is some breadcrumbs, a low-level weapon, and about 5 fellow adventurers to get the job done. You're gonna notice that the drake moves around a lot. You could say he has happy feet. This is a problem because we need to throw a lot of breadcrumbs at him really quickly, and I know that aiming is a little hard for some of you guys. So to make it easier on yourself, you're gonna wanna have 1 to 2 of your friends trap the duck. Now there is a fine art to trapping NPCs in RuneScape. To move the duck where you wanna trap him, you're gonna wanna walk next to him, not over him, and not past him, and then as long as no one walks over you, the duck won't be able to pass through you. So essentially the plan is to body block the duck, force him into a corner, and then have 1 or 2 of your friends hold him in place while you force feed him bread. Yeah, so that sounded way darker than it was intended to. Don't worry, there's no foul play here. Once you get him where you want him, just make sure that no one walks over the trapper so the duck will get unstuck, and then you'll be down on your luck, chasing him around again like a schmuck. Oh, and if you trap the duck for too long in one spot, he does start to feel very anxious, eventually spazzes out, and gets loose. I don't know about you guys, but man, I can relate to that feeling. Now, if you're an absolute legend, which I know you are, you're gonna get the duck trapped at the spawn point, so that way he respawns already trapped, and the trappers can just hang out. Maybe bring something to disassemble or some proteins. I mean, no XP waste, right? Just make sure that he has the room he needs so he doesn't feel anxious and you're good to go. Here you can see where the spawn point is and where the trappers should be. When you have the duck cornered with nowhere to run, it's time to force feed him bread so he can become one with the thickness. Make sure everyone who's going to throw has their breadcrumbs ready, and then you're gonna throw them at the little birdie at the same time as fast as you can. You want to right-click use the breadcrumbs on the drake so that way you don't miss. Watch where you're aiming that thing. If the duck eats 21 breadcrumbs in 12 seconds, congratulations, you've spawned yourself a big bird. So now that we've hatched this big booty chick, what exactly are we supposed to do with it? Wow, what a great question. Well, you see, Megaduck is a hopeless romantic blinded by love, disoriented by consuming copious amounts of bread, and probably dangerously close to falling into a food coma. All this means he's going to need us to guide him to his one true love waiting for him at sea. So where is she? Well, of course, she's nowhere close. She's off the coast of South Feldip Hills by the Warforged dig site. I know, that's a ways away, but is any distance too far to go for true love? And no, before you even think it, let me just tell you, you cannot teleport, you gotta leg it like the old days. This is the route you'll follow to get to Mrs. Duck. I'm gonna run it in the video so you can see it while I give you some very important information. There can only be 1 Megaduck active on each world, so you'll have to wait for him to swim off to spawn another one. You can't feed the duck if you're standing right next to it, so you're going to need dedicated trappers and dedicated throwers. Teamwork makes the dream work. Just have the throwers stand a few tiles away from the trappers. This is probably the most important information that I'm going to give you about Megaduck, and it's going to save you a lot of frustration, so listen up. You do not want everyone in Falador Park because trust me, people don't listen, they walk over the trappers, and it is rage-inducing. Sorry, that's just my trauma coming through, but it is quite frustrating. Keep the throwers and trappers to the bare minimum that you need to spawn the duck, and everyone else can just wait by the seashore to hit the bird before it swims away into the horizon. You are going to notice while I'm running that sometimes the duck is going to lose aggro. He is also surprisingly quick for a big fella. All you need to do is give him a whack on the head and he'll start following you again. This is always going to happen when you go through the caves at White Wolf Mountain. Don't be like me and just wing it and start running. If you're going to run the duck, you should be prepared. You should bring something to restore run energy so you don't end up walking. You're gonna see that I end up walking a lot, but that's okay because I actually had a lot to say, so I needed the extra time. Yeah, this was totally planned. Do as I say and not as I do. Bring some super energy potions and you'll be good to go. And finally, do not kill the Mega Duck or else everyone will be sad. I'm sure you don't want your friends to be sad. Just make sure to use a low-level weapon to get your hit in. I brought my rubber chicken and turkey to stay on theme. Now, if using your free time to spawn a gigantic bird in a 20-year-old point-and-click game seems somewhat absurd, let me tell you why in the world you would ever want to do this. If you're like me, you're a collector of the finer things in Gielinor, and by that, I mean pets and titles. If that sounds like something you're into, our feathered friend here can help you unlock both a pet and a title. The pet is Mega Ducklings, a beautiful duck family that waddles around behind you. It's Mega Duck, Mrs. Duck, and 3 ducklings. Isn't that adorable? It does make me wonder if Mega Duck was lost or hiding. Anyways, anyone who lands a hit on the duck before he swims away with his ladybird has a 1 in 20 chance of receiving the pet. And if you don't get the pet in 20 attempts, don't be concerned. It's not guaranteed. That's just the drop rate, which we all know don't matter and are completely made up. Sorry, I'm just laughing because it's true. Now, I mentioned a title. If you have the Mega Ducklings pet unlocked and you unlock the Quackers title by digging up rubber ducks during the beach event, you'll unlock the title The Totally Quackers, and it is a personal favorite of mine. And that's not because I myself am totally Quackers. Now, you can unlock the title by scooping poop at the player-owned farm and finding Maud Dolan's rubber duck instead of owning the Mega Ducklings pet. But Mega Duck is so much more fun than hard labor at the farm. While we're here together, I might as well tell you about the time that I got my Mega Ducklings pet. I remember it so well, like it just happened yesterday. It was the summer beach event of 2016, 17, maybe 18. I don't know. I don't actually remember that well. Anyways, the date's not important. There was a friend chat that was running Mega Duck masses for everyone so that they could unlock the pet and the title. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if they still do that. If not, that's kind of sad because it was honestly the bomb. I kid you not, I was sat by, well, Warforged didn't exist then, but I was sat by mobilizing armies for 3 days. I was just having like really bad luck, which I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to if you played RuneScape for a while. Sometimes, for whatever reason, we just have something in the game that we get really unlucky with, and for me, Mega Ducklings was one of those things. What's important to the story is that I play with a female avatar, as you guys have seen in my videos, of course, and I used to wear the Rob Nuvar cosmetic override because it's pretty freaking cool. So why is that important? Well, on my 3rd day of trying to get this duck, feeling very frustrated, I said something in the public chat along the lines of, man, I'm getting really unlucky. I just can't get this pet. A stranger nearby said, well, it's because you're wearing a helmet, of course. I was like, what? And they said female avatars have better RNG. Everyone knows that. And with the helmet on, the game can't tell that you're female. So, of course, being desperate for any sort of luck, I immediately took the helmet off and I got the pet not long after that. Like, no joke. Literally a duck or 2 later. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the moral of the story is if you want the Mega Duck pet, don't wear a helmet. It had absolutely nothing to do with the who knows how many ducks that I had been a part of earlier. It was definitely the helmet. You know you're done running once you see the vibrant wisp colony. Just run the duck to the edge of the water and he does the rest. Hopefully everyone gets a hit in and someone gets the pet. Then you do it over and over and over again until you yourself become totally Quackers. Now that you're a duckspert, go out there and sling some bread. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, be kind to one another. See you next time, friends!